Good morning, Miss Ida. I'm honored to be here today. As a child, I grew up at Winburn Baptist Church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I cut my teeth listening to good old Baptist hymns. Although not a singer like Patty, I love the mere poetry of the music. One of my favorite songs was In the Garden. Even without the music, its message is powerful. Fast forward 50 years from back then. Our daughter has an extremely stressful job. She texted this message to me last month. It said, "Mom, I need Jesus to get through this day." My response to her was the following. This is an account of how a beautiful hymn was written from the hymn writer himself, C. Austin Miles. One day in April 1912, I was seated in the dark room where I kept my photographic equipment and organ. I drew my Bible toward me. It opened at my favorite chapter, John 20. Whether by chance or inspiration, let each of you decide. That meeting of Jesus and Mary had lost none of its power and charm. As I read it that day, I seemed to be a part of the scene. I became a silent witness to that dramatic moment in Mary's life when she knelt before her Lord and cried, "My Master." My hands were resting on the Bible. I stared at the wall. As the light faded, I seemed to be standing in the entrance to a garden, looking down a gently winding path. A woman in white, with head bowed, hands clasping her throat as if to choke back her sobs, walked slowly into the shadows. It was Mary. As she came to the tomb upon which she placed her hand, she bent over, looked in, and hurried away. John, in flowing robe, appeared, looking at the tomb. Then came Peter. He entered the tomb, followed by John, slowly. As they departed, Mary reappeared, leaning her head upon her arm at the tomb. She wept. Turning herself, she saw Jesus standing. So did I. I knew it was he. She knelt before him. Her arms outstretched, looking into his face, she cried, "My Father." I awakened in the sunlight, gripping the Bible with muscles tense, nerves vibrating. Under the inspiration of this vision, I wrote as quickly as the words could be formed, the poem, exactly as it has since appeared. That same evening, I wrote the music to the hymn, In the Garden. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. In the coming weeks, as you reflect back on this glorious morning, I urge you to remember the words to this beautiful song, In the Garden, and allow its meaning to be etched indelibly upon your heart.